Hello, my name is James Friend, lead trainer at SuranceBay. Today you're going to learn how to use the background screening reports feature to request credit and criminal background checks for your producers right in SureLC. Before we begin, please be aware of the following. To have this feature enabled, your agency will need to sign a service agreement with SuranceBay. One or two of your agency workers must be designated as screening officers. Only screening officers will have access to this feature and the reports that are purchased. Now let's take a look at how to use the background screening reports feature. Select the Producers button from the home screen to begin. Next, select the producer you want to screen. Your designated screening officers will have access to the All Requirements section in the right pane. This is where the background screening reports request will be initiated. Click on the plus icon to initiate a new request. Before you could submit a credit or criminal background screening report request, you must first obtain the producer's authorization. To do this, select Background Screening Authorization to send the request to the producer via email. Notice the background screening update in the right pane. This shows the screening authorization was requested with the date and status waiting for producer authorization. In the event the producer does not receive or cannot find the email request, you could easily resend it. Let's take a look at this process from the producer's point of view. The producer will receive an email from screening@SuranceBay.com with the background check authorization request. The producer needs to click on the link to log in and approve the request. If they have any questions, your agency's contact information is available on the login screen. Step 1. Disclosure. Here the producer will read through the disclosure information, scroll down to the bottom of the page, and then click Confirm to continue. Step 2. Summary of your rights under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Similar to Step 1, the producer will review the FCRA information, scroll down to the bottom of the page, and then click Confirm to continue. Step 3. Additional state law disclosures. Here the producer will again review the information, scroll down to the bottom of the page, and then click Confirm to continue. Step 4. Authorization for background check. On this final step, the producer will read through the information and scroll down to the bottom of the page and click Sign. Then they will read the details and click Sign to adopt their electronic signature to authorize the request. Once this is done, the request will be marked Approved in SureLC. The producer may download a copy of the signed authorization if they like. After approving the request, the producer will also receive a confirmation email. Looking at the screening authorization status, the request is now approved. Now that the authorization is approved, the agency worker who submitted the request will receive an email notification stating that they can now move forward with the background check. Now we can request a credit or criminal background check for the producer. Click on the plus button and choose the type of background screening report you'd like to request. For this first example, I'll choose credit. Then click Submit. Once submitted, the credit check is added to the requirements section with a pending status. Credit check reports are typically returned within a few minutes. When the background screening report is received, the status of the credit check will be changed to Report Requires Decision. Click on the credit check request to access the background screening report and to perform other actions. From the Credit Check Details menu, you'll see the date the report was received. You can click the PDF icon to view the report from the Latest Requests section and from the Attachments section. After reviewing the report, you'll need to decide whether or not the producer passed or failed this part of the background check based on the information it contains. Use the Actions section to pass or fail the report. For this first example, I'll choose Pass. After passing the report, the creditcheck.pdf shown in the attachments section will be updated showing it was passed and by whom. The credit check requirement status will also be updated in the right pane. This completes the credit check process. Please note you can easily change the status from passed to failed or vice versa if necessary. To do this, click on Credit Check in the Requirements section and use the Actions menu. In the next example, we'll review how to process a criminal check. Once again, we'll click on the plus icon in the Requirements section. You'll notice the only option is now Criminal Check. This is because the background screening authorization was already received and the credit check has already been submitted. Click on Criminal Check and then select the type you want to run. Here you can select National Criminal Search, County of Current Residence, County of Last 7 Years Residence. This searches all the counties where the producer resided in the last 7 years. Or Advanced Search, which contains additional options such as Person Search, Statewide Search, or Selected County Search. For the next example, we'll select National Search and submit the request. The pending criminal check category will now be shown in the Requirements section with the selected request type as its status. National criminal background reports are typically returned within 24 to 72 hours. Next, let's request an additional criminal report. Click on the criminal check category in the Requirements section and then select the request type. Here we'll select County of Current Residence Search and click Submit. The County of Current Residence report is also now shown with its status under Criminal Check. This report typically takes between 24 and 72 hours to be returned. Notice each of the background screening reports is listed under Background Screening Criminal Check with their current status. Once a background screening report is returned and is available for review, the status will be updated to Reports Requiring Decision. In addition, the screening officer who submitted the request will receive an email letting them know the report is now available. Each report needs to be reviewed by the screening officer and either passed or failed based on the information provided in the report. For these examples, I will pass the National Criminal Search report and failed the County of Current Residence report. The status of each request will be updated accordingly. This information will be shown in the Requirements and Attachments sections. This completes the criminal background check process. For future reference, the background screening reports can be accessed from the Attachments section but only by your agency's designated screening officers. It's up to your agency to decide what to do with the producer after reviewing each of the background screening reports. If you decide not to work with the producer, you may want to archive the producer's profile and add the reason to the notes section on the producer screen so your non-screening officer agency workers will know why. You may also want to assign the producer to a separate affiliation that has no carriers enabled to avoid them submitting contract requests to your agency. Thanks for watching. For more information about the background screening reports feature or to have this feature enabled for your agency, please send an email to support@SuranceBay.com.